Hey guys, Frost here. New little setup, new haircut. Today we're reviewing 3 carnivore pitfalls. Yeah, let's hop right into it.
Carnivore is keto simplified. And the
Not really, you could drink only milk and that'd be carnivore.
rules, well, they're pretty obvious. You eat meat and eggs only. This
Not particularly, you could drink only milk and that'd be carnivore as well, although that is a very popular approach.
menu leads to a nearly zero carbohydrate menu, and
Yes,
it
typically.
avoids the hassle of tracking your carbohydrates. The rule for carnivores is that they don't have to count calories. They simply eat until they're satisfied, not stuffed.
Yeah.
This is a great rule, but one of the biggest pitfalls of carnivore is that the volume of food eventually matters. They eat way too much food. Yes, we all eat too fast. We get
We all? Like, I haven't eaten today and it's 1 p.m. I'm not even hungry yet. What?
too much pleasure out of what we eat.
I enjoy the food I ate. Like yesterday, I had raw Wagyu steak. It was really, really delicious. It was actually super, super delicious here in Bali, Indonesia. The meat's amazing quality. Yeah, I really enjoy what I eat, but then it tells you when to stop eating. It's the beauty of just eating fat and protein.
And folks entering the carnivore diet have a low production of those hormones that satiate.
This can be true. You can have leptin resistance. That's very true. However, often when you switch to a carnivorous diet, you need to eat a lot just to switch your body into that mode. Sometimes you need a lot of protein for its gluconeogenic properties
Them that make them
for
feel
the sugar.
full. And like most of us, they are more food addicted than they want to admit. And honestly, carnivore works at first for many people because they lower their insulin from what they were doing. But they will eventually plateau or
They
worse,
will?
start to gain weight on the carnivore diet. Every time
And perhaps their body would like to gain that weight because it's the natural diet. It will help set your weight. You know, maybe they were quite underweight. There's a guy in my school call the other day. He gained 10 pounds. What's interesting is he's still lean. He gained a lot of muscle because he was probably likely super chronically deficient in protein previously.
you eat, even a carnivore menu, stimulates your body's production of insulin. And
Yes,
lowering the insulin
which is
from
good.
whatever it was yesterday is the key to these unbelievable stories that you hear on the carnivore diet. In every person, ketone production naturally declines the more their body adapts. And
Yes,
I
and that's very indicated. Correct.
teach my patients what are the steps to keep that robust production of ketones around. That's how you get these great stories. Next, we have salt. Yes, you must add salt.
False. You do not need to add salt, especially when you eat meat raw. And you'll find you actually eventually don't really want to add salt. The meat tastes great on its own. It has sodium in the proper amount that you need.
love coffee, probably inappropriately,
That's not carnivore.
and they actually like putting my salt in my coffee.
And that's carnivore apparently. This is like
Why do you need salt? Being
You
in
don't-
ketosis means your
your
body
electrolytes are going to be dumped because you have low insulin. No, eat more protein at once.
will diurese. And that means you're going to pee out more of those electrolytes and minerals than you're putting.
Yes, perhaps more than when you're super high sugar. I mean, that's chronically high insulin. That's when you actually often can overaccumulate things like sodium. But no, when you eat once a day, it's completely resolved.
In. This leads to the pitfall of the keto flu. You need to add these
Carnivorous diet's not inherently keto though. In fact, when I've tested myself after my meal, I'm out of ketosis for about 3 hours, which is indicated.
minerals and electrolytes back to your body. If you miss this step, you may waste more of those electrolytes through your urine than you're consuming. And although it can cause little side effects, it also can cause some severe ones like a heart arrhythmia.
True.
Most folks just get a lightheadedness or a headache, get a little irritable, and are very tired. This is preventable with that salt. You can suck.
And salt is disproportionately sodium and chloride. Things like potassium, magnesium, they may be listed on some of these sea salts, but they're in extremely low quantities, extremely low. So it would make more sense if you were recommending one of your little electrolyte powders that carnivores like to sell, which you don't need, by the way.
On a salt rock, which sounds strange but is fun. You can also make sole water or just add it in. My favorite salt with the best mineral profile.
You're going to be
is
selling
red bean
it?
salt. And next, keep ketones.
Let's see if she's selling it. Wow, she's a lot of products. Honestly, from a business perspective, I think you'd be way better off just selling like 3 things. That's just too much shit to sell, actually.
Ketones in circulation. What this means is you must consume enough fat to do that. Doing carnivore the Dr. Boz way means you cannot fear fat. Many people do carnivore.
Well, that's trying to take it for yourself. We all understand that, yes. It's not the Dr. Boz way. It's the way we've been eating for 4.5 million years.
Because of the amazing stories of reversing health problems. The pitfall is they skip over the fatty meat on the menu and go to the...
Yes, this actually is a really common thing I see in my school community as well, like with people on the coaching calls. There was a guy who was eating 3 pounds of lean meat per day, and he was always hungry. He kept adding more protein. And to give you guys a rough guideline, 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight of protein is pretty indicated. So for someone like myself, around 180 grams of protein, the rest fats. And you want this protein to come from the flesh of animals, which has all the other nutrients you need as well. Yes, it's kind of the way to do it. Then you eat fat till you're satiated.
The lean chicken.
Another way to look at it is on a plate, in terms of volume, you want 2/3 to be the flesh and then 1/3 to be the fat. Or you can just eat 80-20 ground beef as well. It's already at a good ratio. 1 to 1 grams of protein to fat is pretty good.
Chicken breast or fish without skin, and there's no fat in that. Follow this advice
Yeah,
closely.
it's garbage.
The reason these amazing stories happen are because they're
Can you stop saying amazing stories? Like,
in ketosis and triggering autophagy. And you have to have ketones in circulation to do that. Severely insulin resistant patients will struggle
insulin resistance doesn't particularly exist.
to lose that weight when
I
they
can go on
have
about that in a different video if people want to know.
the high protein without the fat. Successful carnivores build a menu where the macros of their fat total 70 to 80% of their menu. Their menu...
I would start people more around 65% or 60% from fat. 60 to 70 is fair. 70 to 80 is this like autistic fearing protein keto lens, which is really not anabolic. And it's actually when you have the insulin issues, a gram of fat per gram of protein is pretty good. And then again, the target is typically, you know, a gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight or current body weight. I've heard, you know, no more than a gram per centimeter of height of protein is kind of like the upper end for certain athletes and such. So then in that case, that would allow me up to around 200 grams of protein per day.
is filled with
But ultimately just eat things like ribeye and 80-20 ground beef and things will pretty much normalize. Eggs as well are quite in a good ratio inherently.
pork belly, brisket, oxtail, ribs, sausage, duck
Just
with
eat steak,
skin,
bro.
high quality salami, pepperoni, and mackerel with the skin on.
Enough with all this nonsense, dude. Just eat ruminant meat.
Of course, I'm going to recommend the most nutrient-dense food as sardines with the skin.
Really?
Some carnivores
Canned sardines? Wow. What a mistake in terms of the toxin content of those. Wow.
avoid dairy. And if you get some GI
Yes.
upset when you consume dairy, then
If you're a grown-ass man, I do suggest you avoid dairy.
stop it. Stop it strictly for 6 months. At 6 months into the carnivore diet, I'm amazed at how many people have a reversal of several of those food intolerances. Simplicity is your ally. Don't mix up simple with easy. And remember that these 3 steps are non-negotiable. And the biggest one is keep those ketones in circulation.
It's just such like a normie video, like a normie perspective, like keep like the high fat keto, limit this, limit that, do sardines. It's all these gimmicks, bro. Fuck off with all these gimmicks. Eat about a gram of protein from the flesh of animals, so you actually get all the B vitamins, vitamin C, taurine, creatine, everything that comes with that protein, which you'll only find in meat. Only do that. 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight, or again, 1 gram per centimeter of height at the most, typically. And then fill in the rest with high quality animal fat, such as raw butter, which has vitamin A, D3, E, K2, things like butyrate. And your problems are solved. If you would like any more coaching with Carnivore, I've helped many, many people lock this in. It is the way of fucking life, I assure you that. Especially the way I do things. You can check out my school community if you need any help. All my guides to look and feel better. This is just a little video. I wanted to cover this. I've given my commentary, I think, hopefully clearly. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.